World of Tanks Blitz is an extremely unpredictable game. Now that is really good in certain circumstances because it adds great replayability to the battlefield. I can play one battle in my Object 260 on mines and go heavy route, and then the next battle I can go medium route. And that's something that's really cool. There's not a single battle that has the exact same results, gameplay, and everything in the entire game, which is crazy for the millions of battles I've played. The bad part about this game being unpredictable is that real-life players are making decisions behind their screens. And that's where a bit of the bad parts happen. Now, I'm not talking about people that YOLO and die very quickly into the game, because at least they did something. What we're going to be talking about in today's video is banning, or should I say, timing out AFK players. I played a game on Dynasty's Pearl in my Object 260 this morning. I went through medium side, drove through the park, didn't see anybody, and I was like, well, that's weird. So I went over towards their spawn, and boom, Boss Shotdown 25-ton gets spotted. The guy's AFK and does 0 damage. We all kill him. I mean, it's not like he would have done much anyway, but just the fact that he was AFK was basically one minus player on their team. Then I moved up a bit further and spotted a Waffle, also AFK, and then my teammate spotted an AFK Yag Tiger. They had 3 players that did big fat donuts, did nothing, and because of that, I got quite angry. Not that they were AFK, but at the fact that Wargaming doesn't really punish people for being AFK, and it's one thing that really shouldn't be allowed. Currently, Wargaming has implemented a new system where if you go AFK, you get 0 credits and 0 experience of whatsoever. That means if you're trying to grind any line, you're not going to achieve anything being AFK, which is rightfully in place. The issue with that is there's no real punishment. It's basically like doing a training room, and then as soon as a training room ends, you don't really care. You can do it again and again and again. And if you're a troller, there's really no punishment. You're just kind of screwing your team over for the fun of it. So, the way I've thought of how we should be punishing players is a system that gradually gets harder and harder on its rules and how you can play the game if you continuously stay AFK in the game. Now, how would this system work? Well, basically like in League of Legends, if you play in a battle and you either leave the battle or you go AFK, you will be banned for 5 minutes. Now, you can still log into the game, you just can't play a game for that amount of time. If you do it again, then the time goes to 10 minutes, then 30 minutes, up and up and up. And that is exactly how it should be done in Blitz as well. Because I think the first time, 5 minutes isn't really a big problem. You know, if you have a Wi-Fi issue and you completely have a problem and you can't do anything because your Wi-Fi dies, I mean, I've had that happen personally where my Wi-Fi has died in the middle of the game and I haven't been able to play. I've also had times in Wargaming servers eat a brick and you can't play, or a real-life emergency pops up and you actually need to do something instead of playing Blitz, like your father yelling at you because he went to go get milk. So, the thing about that is there is always user error, or there's always some sort of technological error that will cause a problem with AFKs being, should I say, banned when they shouldn't be. So the first time it should be a warning that says, don't do it again. If it happens again, you get a 5-minute ban where you just can't play battles for 5 minutes. If it happens again, 10 minutes, again, 30 minutes, again, an hour. Goes up and up and up gradually. If you make it to 30 days, first of all, congratulations for being that bad. But if you make it to 30 days, what I would do is if you get it again, then boom, your account gets flagged. It now has like a yellow warning. And if you ever get an AFK in the next year or something, you just get banned for 30 days. I think that's how it should be done. There's something like that, because honestly, if you manage to go AFK that many times in a single month, and I think every month it should reset, so if you went AFK, you know, once, and then 3 weeks later you went AFK again, I don't think it should stack. But if you do it over and over in a time of 48 hours or whatever Wargaming would set the time zone to, I think 48 hours would be fine, then you definitely deserve it. That would be my best way of doing it. As I said, I think it's still fine if you log into the game, and as well, I think that players that can't play in pub battles because of what they've done, because it does affect stats, I think they should still be able to play in game modes, because, let's be honest, nobody really tries in game modes. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we played boss mode, and my boss would be like a 42%er at like stock Comet, and the enemy boss would be like a T29 fully upgraded 70+%er. So I don't really think game modes matter too much if you have one AFK AFK player, but I definitely think for pubs and especially ratings, if you are playing ratings and going AFK, you should be severely punished on your account. I also think that if you continuously go AFK, then you should get more and more punished on the tanks you're either grinding or the credits you're earning. So if you go AFK 2 times, then you lose 100,000 credits. If you do it again, you lose 300,000 credits. And it keeps going up, because I think that would be a great way to stop players from going AFK, is if you physically can't play the game because you have no credits. So yeah, and it would cause Wargaming to get more premium tanks, because then those players would buy premium. So it'd be a win-win. Either way, this is what I wanted to talk about in today's video. Me and Batchat begins, he was watching me play, and it really frustrated both of us to see that enemy team have 3 AFK players. And that wasn't the only game. I mean, just today out of the 15 battles I played, I would say I saw 4 or 5 AFK players. I mean, that's unacceptable. That should not be allowed in this game. It screws over whatever team has those AFK players. It creates an unfair environment where I don't even feel fun farming the guys. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, like, not farm them, because why wouldn't you? It's free damage. You know, I got 4,800 damage out of the game and got a win, so why wouldn't I farm them? But it definitely feels really just wrong to see an enemy team or my team have a full health AFK player. I would say in the past month, I've seen it a lot more common as well. So yeah, this definitely needs to be changed. I don't know what Wargaming's planning on doing, but they need to stop being so lenient. Yes, I know that if you ban your players for a certain amount of time, they might not come back. It's salty, but they've put themselves in that position. You shouldn't be so greedy as a company to let these players keep coming back just because they might buy tanks. It's just dumb that way. If people are purposefully trolling, then you do not want them on your platform. And if it's an accidental troll, as I said, then it happens once or twice. But even if it's accidental, like those 3 players and they all accidentally had an AFK moment, if you know that your Wi-Fi is acting up, like I can't say how many times my Wi-Fi is acted up. You know what I don't do? I don't go into a pub battle. I go into a training room to see how my ping is, and I drive around for a minute or two, making sure that it's fine. If you ever watch one of my live streams where I have a ping issue, I purposefully go into a training room to see if it's fine. So if you are one of those players that knows that one battle you had, your Wi-Fi completely ate a brick, and then you proceed to go into another battle and then say as an excuse that you're lagging because you're doing bad, no, that's your fault. Go into a training room before you go into a battle if you know you're lagging and see, because you're just screwing your teammates at that point. That should also be something that is taken punishment against, but that's a lot harder to tell. Obviously, if you're lagging, that's a whole different story, so I wouldn't really do anything against that. But I can't tell you how irritating it is to see people say, I'm lagging at the beginning of a game. I'm like, great, don't play then. It's that simple. And then I see them in my next battle. I'm like, come on, dude. Either way, this is what I wanted to talk about in today's video. It's something that I thought should be brought up because Wargaming themselves won't ever take responsibility for their players being negligent. But either way, that is what I have had deep frustrations with, is players being AFK, screwing over my games, screwing over other people's games, and if you're one of those people out there that says, it's just a game, chill out, I mean, I don't even know what to say at that point. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, and you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. Better than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and let me know how you guys feel about this in the comments down below. If you have a better system to how this should be done, let me know, because obviously I'd like a system like that. Like, another really easy way to do this would just have the service record actually have people getting AFK bans, you know? There should be one that says, was this player AFK? And if enough people click yes on this guy, then he gets an AFK ban or whatever. But, yeah, I personally believe that this is how it should be done. Let me know in the comments down below. Either way, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.